Hello, my name is Sietse and I'm representing Group 13 for the Design Science Methodology course of the University of Technology in Eindhoven. We were asked by the course to solve a problem for Vanderlande. Vanderlande tries to make a solution for their fleet system. Fleet is an airport luggage handling product service system. What is happening? Now, most companies try to be more sustainable, and Vanderlande wants this too in their systems. To do this, they want to promote sustainability key performance indicators in airports and in their luggage handling system. But what are the exact handling and indicators they can use and which are relevant for the airport industry? But there's a second problem. What happens when you can't communicate it? Since they're working with a lot of hierarchical levels and a lot of different structures, whom and what to communicate is also important in this problem. So, how did we do this? We tried to take literature and the requirements from Vanderlande and used also literature to create boundaries for a system and mandatory aspects for the product service system industry. We closed the gap for Vanderlande and for the university, where we still try to contribute to research, but we want a feasible solution for Vanderlande. And this is where the design science methodology is all about. So in literature we found 4 directions based upon the 2 previously mentioned problems. First, the sustainability KPI selection, which is already mentioned. But the second part of that is there's an information structure, and more specifically an information system structure, where you have to use the data from fleet or use the data from the airport to report with fleet. That's also why we have to address this, and we found some solutions there in literature and some options there. The other 2 are the building a customer relationship, which is important for the business model because you want to either retain customers or you want to get new customers to promote fleet in general as the system in the market. The last one is how will you use these, how will you communicate? So the communicate tools, and how will you communicate the building the customer relationships and communicate the sustainability factors needed for fleet. So in our model, we really wanted to incorporate the continuous process of evolving, what I already mentioned. And how did we determine the base indicators then? First, what Vanderlande can already start right now, surveys. Surveys among the current customers or the current big players in the industry. What is important for you? So using this is a smart tool and an easy tool to even get new customers. It can also be a marketing strategy, and you get a lot of information as Vanderlande. But the second part is literature. Literature gives most of the time a list of important sustainability performance indicators. And Vanderlande can make use of this. For us, we found some lists and we try to incorporate that in our solution. So the solution direction and what you see on the right, the dashboard we created, are the 3 indicators we found in literature. The final part is Vanderlande's vision. Because Vanderlande is trying to create a more sustainable world. And that's important, and that's a common goal which you should have in whole society. And we want to give Vanderlande the ability to incorporate their data, their vision, into the basic indicators. Then you get to the second part. The basic indicators go further into the custom indicators, which are determined per customer, which fit our business model as mentioned before. You have to communicate this to different layers, and we used a dashboard for it. In the end, what I already mentioned, that's the example of the dashboard. We will go into that further. So here we can see our dashboard. It is important in our dashboard that we try to incorporate colors, because colors are the first thing and the last thing everybody remembers about a system. If it's green, it's positive. If it's red, it's negative. You can even add another traffic light if this isn't clear enough. But what you try to do is, this is the highest level in aggregated level of information we can provide. Try to focus this as this is meant for the management level. But on an operation level, we have to click through. So if we click through, we see a more detailed level of information. But there's some trouble with this. If you can click freely through, and this was a user requirement, so Vanderlande came with this. If you give too much information to higher layers, they will ask more questions which are not necessary. So we wanted to incorporate this in our solution. We created the ability to log off certain parts. So the first screen, again here, shows just the highest level. And this is basically what is logged off unless asked for by the top management. If you really want some additional information, they can plan a meeting and they can ask Vanderlande to provide a service which is added to the system. But if we click through, someone on operational level, they need more interaction, they need more information on specific cards, on specific elements. And that's what this system also supports, both on different levels and both supporting the business model and all the needs for the customer. So in conclusion, we found that this solution might help Vanderlande and they can already start implementing it right now. But it is not only helping Vanderlande, because it's also helping research. Vanderlande is helping our research to go further into details in the product service industry and with sustainability key performance indicators. Both the university and both Vanderlande want to emphasize their vision on a green future, and we want to incorporate that in every aspect where possible, and we think this is a noble vision and we want to help support. And thank you for your attention.